The Tennent's Well Park Brewery is one of the oldest breweries in Scotland. Its flagship beer, Tennent's Lager, is the most popular lager in all of Scotland. Now owned by C&C Group, who purchased the brand away from AB InBev in 2009, how does the Scottish lager fare against others in the market? Find out now on Two Dudes Reviews.
What up, guys? Yeah, today we have the Tennent's Original Export Lager. Now, got the dog excited, but I've never had this Scottish lager before. I don't know if I've actually had a Scottish lager in general, so kind of interested in checking it out. So, well, let's get to it. Usually when I think of Scottish beers, they're, heavier, darker, more along the lines of kind of a traditional UK beer. So I have no idea what to expect with this lager, if it's just going to be real similar to what we have in the States, or I have no idea. So alright, there it is. It's just hanging out. Let's get into the review and get to the smell. It is kind of like your traditional lager, basically, but it has more of a little more bite to it, I guess you'd say. Not quite as watery is not the right term, but there's definitely more aromas going on. There's more of you get more of a floral kind of thing going on. A light citrus rind, a little bit of wheat, a little weedy, a little citrusy, but it's kind of it smells. There's a lot of aromas going on, and so I don't know. I'm interested to check it out. It almost has there's almost like a wheatish beer thing going on, but I'm interested to try it out. So I will recommend it on the aroma, and let's get to the taste. Oh, that has that's interesting. That's not the lager that I guess I'm used to. It has almost like a piney, a nut piney thing going on. Real interesting. There's you get a little bit of barley in there, maybe a hint of that citrus rind that I brought up with the smell, but not heavy. It's more just you're getting more of that piney, woodsy kind of flavor to it, which I actually really kind of dig, because normally if most mass-produced lagers, they all taste similar. They don't have. This is definitely something different that I was not expecting, and I totally dig it. And the Tennent's makes up a majority of the lager sales in Scotland, and I can see why. I am enjoying this. So yeah, it definitely has a little bit of the barley, not like heavy. Kind of definitely there's a woodsiness to it, and I like it. None of the aroma or flavors are too heavy to the point where you'd drink it and you'd be like, it's too much. I don't get that at all, and so I like the flavor. I'm gonna recommend it. And now next is value for price, and like any real export, you're gonna pay a semi-premium for that. Now, again, I had never really either I'd never seen it or just wasn't paying attention when I saw the Tennent's at the store. But I mean, it's not terribly priced. It is, again, pretty similar to what you're going to pay for just a normal UK beer, and but again, it's not like crazy expensive. I think you'd actually probably pay more for like a Sam Smith or a London's or whatever. I think you're going to pay more for some of the other brands, and so I think because of that, I'm going to recommend it on price. I can't compare it to just a straight American or Mexican or Canadian lager just because they're, you're close by, it's going to be cheaper to ship those in. So, but I'm just going to compare the price to other beers from the UK, and because of that, I'm going to recommend it on price. And now, distinction. How distinct is it? And I'm going to say it's very distinct from at least the other lagers I've had. And now, generally speaking, when I want a beer, I don't just reach for a lager. There's other beverages or styles that I prefer just on a day-to-day drinking basis. But for the lagers I have had, I think maybe just because most of the lagers I've had are more mass-produced, you're used to a very specific flavor and maybe some, slight characteristic differences between those. This is way different. If you were to drink this and then drink any other lager that you're used to, this one would definitely, at least for me, definitely stand out. And that's what I like about it. And of course, that's distinction. And so because of that, I'm going to recommend it for distinction. It definitely stands out against most other lagers I've had. Now next, it's drinkability. How many of these can I go through in a row? And honestly, I wouldn't have a problem with picking up a 6-pack, and if you really feel like it, going through all 6 of them. The flavors and the aromas are different, but not to the, and you got the woodsiness, but it's not heavy enough to the point where it'd be too much, and you couldn't get to that point of drinking, more than 1 or 2. It's not like an ale. It's a little, it's lighter than an ale. It's really any kind of IPA or just pale ale or whatever. It's not that bitter. It's not that heavy, and because of that, you can drink a bunch of these. So I'm going to recommend it on drinkability, because I would have no problem just going through that and a couple more. And so, all right, number 6 is, would I buy it again? And now, from one side, I generally don't buy a lot of lagers. I'm usually, trying other things on the other side. But I would have actually no problem with this. I think if I could get just get a game on the TV or something, you're just kind of, you're just drinking beers. You don't want anything that's terribly heavy, that you're gonna feel like blah, and have to stop at 2. This would be a great one to go with. And yeah, I would have absolutely no problems going and buying another one of these. And honestly, I think I just might, because, for a nice lager, I really like it. And so, honestly, I didn't know what I was expecting when I would crack this open, and I was not expecting to do this, but since it got their thumbs up on 6 out of 6, this gets the 2 Dudes official stamp of approval. Now, if you've had Tennents before, let me know. Maybe you got your own kind of review. Maybe you hate it. It's too, woodsy, oaky, piney, whatever. You don't like it. You like it more. You want it lighter. That's fine. Let me know in the comments. If you have other lagers, maybe from, if this is the Scottish lager I'm missing, what other Scottish lager should I check out? Let me know that in the comments too. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be fantastic. You'd get early access to all the awesome videos coming out. But yeah, that's about it. If you want more from 2 Dudes in a 6-pack, we got a podcast, Two Dudes in a 6-pack. I got a little link for that down below, and it goes to iTunes, but you can find us wherever you get your podcasts. And yeah, that's about it. And so for me and for Mr. Tennent, take it easy.